So what brought all of your attention to this and made you want to make a difference?
Well, actually it was a class that I took at UIS. I originally was a business administration and accounting minor, and I took a class just as an elective course that was called Women in the Environment, and it inspired me so much. Even though I got a D in the class, it still inspired me to completely change my major and my path that I was taking, and I guess my whole plan in life, really.
No, that's cool though. I mean, there's some classes that I suck at, but I still end up, really motivated to do something. So
you
that's
should always
awesome.
take the weird classes, because sometimes you'll find something about yourself that you didn't know before.
Right, definitely. All right. So, are you aware of current issues such as global warming, water pollution, and solid pollution, such as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
Yes, I am aware of that.
What is your reaction to each of these issues, starting with global warming?
Well, global warming, I feel as though a lot of people think that it is already something that can't be stopped, and even though that may be the case, we should still all do our part to eliminate all the carbon emissions that we are putting out. When we really look at it, especially us youngsters with cars, we really have a large carbon footprint, and that can be managed very easily. Most other countries don't have that, and I think if the United States participated more, then globally we could make at least some kind of impact.
Right.
So,
What about water pollution?
well, I think water pollution is something that can maybe be dealt with both with filtration. However, a lot of the issue with water pollution that I have is garbage dumping in the water, so I feel like that should be stopped. So maybe stronger regulation would be more of a positive to stop the water pollution aspect of things, but also there's a lot of private pollution that happens that can't be stopped, and that also should fall with regulation, but maybe should fall with us and what we allow.
Well, there's a lot of non-point sources that it all just adds up, but you can't identify where it came from. And your reaction to solid pollution, plastics, trash?
Well, I think that is easily stopped and fixed. We've developed a lot of ways to find biodegradable plastics, and even plastics and forms of garbage that aren't made out of petroleum or such harmful chemicals. And I think that a switch to those products, and maybe even some mandatory regulation to switch to those products, would probably be the best for the continuation of solid pollution, just as those products maybe would have a faster decomposition rate and not cause such a long lifespan as the products that we currently are using. It's years until they are gone.
So do you think that one issue holds a higher importance over another issue?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that the issue of solid pollution is the biggest issue, because I think it causes issues like water pollution and global warming. A lot of the solid pollution that degrades produces a lot of chemicals that are really bad for the environment, and that's where global warming can come in. And then also a lot of landfills have water runoff areas where that leads directly to lakes, streams, rivers, and those chemicals aren't really looked for in our drinking water filtration, so it sometimes slips through the city tap, and we end up drinking a lot of the garbage that we're putting in the piles. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it makes me feel kind of bad.
How do you propose we present solutions to these issues, such as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch specifically?
Well, I heard a pretty good idea that was presented by a young boy to just pick it all up and recycle it and sort it. But it's like a really big issue because it's so huge. So I think that maybe a plan to just stop what we're doing right now would be best, because there is a lot of regulation that allows garbage pollution to continue in the oceans, and that's just adding to this disaster. Right. And so even though cleaning it up may be such a big task and we can do our small parts with that, I think stopping it is the number one.
I read an article the other day about a young kid who had developed a robot that'll sweep up all the plastic and stuff. So that's a good way to,
that's kind of what I was
talking
about. But it's a really big, big space.
It's expensive. It's a lot.
Yes. But maybe it would save us with some plastics. We would have a lot to recycle.
Right, definitely. Because I think in biology I learned only, I think 1% of the world recycles.
Wow. I'm not surprised by that, but that is kind of saddening to hear.
I know. You kind of already answered these, but what is a possible solution to global warming?
Well, a possible solution to global warming would be to just take a look at what we're all doing and take a couple steps back. There's all ways that we can cut back in our amount of emissions that we're using, the amount of water that you use every day. I mean, the amount of times you drive your car instead of walking places. These can all be reduced, and these are really simple ways, but they add up, and especially when there's billions of people on the planet, if we all took a couple steps, it would add up to a lot. So I think that's the number one. Also, maybe stronger regulation, but that doesn't always work. So personal first.
It's difficult to enforce. And I think you already answered the aspect of water pollution. Just got to deal with the runoffs. This is not on my list, but a big debate between countries and states and cities is who should act first. Who should act first?
Well, I think that the people should act first. I think that we all have the strongest voice. I mean, there's way more of us than there are the government systems, and after all, our government is based off of us and the decisions that we make, and we can vote not just with our voice and with our choice, but with our dollars and what we decide to buy and what we decide to encourage. And every time we're buying a product that we know isn't helping the environment, we know that we're hurting the environment. And even though our dollars are short as college students, we can make those dollars count. And if it's the only thing that we have, we should use that.
I definitely agree. I think it's silly to argue over who goes first when it starts at a citizen level.
Absolutely.
An individual.
We can all do our part, and if we're all going to point fingers at someone, we should point them at ourselves first.
Yes, I agree. So why do these environmental issues matter to you, and how do you feel in response?
Well, these environmental issues matter to me because I would like to have very healthy children someday, and I would like them to have very healthy children someday. But also because there's a part of me that really cares for the parts of the world that I see around me, and I don't really understand why some people don't feel that way about it. So I think that it should be cherished in its beauty, and we should protect that. It's something very rare. Not many other planets have what we have, and if we don't protect it, it will be gone.
Okay, and who knows, even if there are alien life forms, they're probably not contacting us because we're messing shit up.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, guys.
So what do you do in your daily life to better the environment in relation to these issues?
Wow. Well, I do a lot of stuff in my daily life. I try to spread encouragement and awareness at my job and at my work, and try to guide people when they need assistance. Also, maybe I try to do my personal part in recycling and also eating organic, clean foods to try to help the environment and buying fair trade, sustainable garments or making my own. I think that's really important, purchasing locally made, purchasing handmade goods. I personally make a lot of my own things, and I know I care a lot about them, and I imagine people everywhere else care about the things that they make as well. So I'd rather pay them top dollar no matter what.
Right, definitely. And what can we as citizens do in our daily lives to help the planet?
There's a lot of things people can do. You can start by recycling. It's always easy. Taking a shorter shower, taking a little bit less time to wash your dishes. Also, look at the products that you're using. A lot of products have a lot of bad stuff in them. So maybe decide what you feel comfortable with and what you don't feel comfortable with, and start eliminating some of the nasty stuff that you've gotten in the habit of using, and that can help the whole planet because we're all connected.
Right, even if we use less electricity, turn off lights, energy efficient appliances, taking a bath actually uses less water than a shower.
Absolutely, and baths are way more fun.
I know, you get bubbles and stuff.
Yes.
Alright, so, and how can we spread awareness finally?
Well, I have about 10,000 bumper stickers on the back of my car that talk about all the things that I believe in. That's one way I spread awareness, just talking when I'm not talking. We can write blogs, we can write books. We can make posts on the internet. You can share how you feel through Facebook, in conversation with people. And in many different forms we can spread awareness. Just with even a simple t-shirt. You got a plain t-shirt, write some funny stuff on it and make some people question what you're saying out in public when you're saying something weird. Start a fun conversation. It's how I work it out.
Right.
Say something goofy and get people to start talking to me, and before they know it I'm on some crazy environmental conversation that they just can't walk away from.
Well, thank you for your time, Jenna.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed talking to you. It's neat that I also care about these issues, so it was nice to share views with you.
Well, thank you for interviewing me, and I hope that your class enjoyed.
I hope so, too.
Have a good finals, everybody.
Bye.